Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Shine Carpenter, Camp King. I'm reporting live from somewhere in Texas right now. The trucking industry is rough right now, trying to stay above water. But I just wanted to make a video about East Coast versus West Coast and my experience as a Midwest dude. And it was inspired by King AK-47's goofy ass talking down on the West Coast. And what I'll say is this: as I grew up listening to West Coast music. I grew up listening to E40, Spice One, Pac, of course, and even some of Nipsey's early shit. And in my life, there was a situation that happened where my pops and my mom had a nasty divorce, and I was kind of forced to stay with my mom for a little bit. And when I was forced to stay with her, she had another kid that was older than me, and he was more into the East Coast shit. And it got me kind of hooked on the East Coast music, the Jay-Z and all that shit. And what I realized as I got older and to the age that I am now, um, I gravitate more to West Coast music because I understand that the West Coast music, because even when I was young, when I lived with my mom, I felt like, start feeling like the West Coast music was kind of goofy, it didn't have no sound to it or whatever. But I don't know if it was just because I was in her area with my brothers and understanding the way they were living, because it was kind of a real culture shock for me to move like that. But as I got older and started making my own decisions and things like that, and I was still a huge Jay-Z fan, but then I started becoming a Nas fan and realizing the kind of shit Jay-Z was on. And ultimately, um, I love the West Coast music, you know what I'm saying? Especially the Northern California music, like the Little Beans, the, um, what is it? The brothers that's strictly only brothers. I was up on Mozzie before a lot of people knew about him. Lavish D, C4. Lavish D is real nice, believe it or not. His old camp's nice. Mozzie's old camp's nice. Um, Too Short, Spice One. We all loved Bone Thugs and Harmony. Easy E put them brothers on. And it was just highly disrespectful that AK-47 would say some of the shit that he said about the West Coast. So, as a Midwest nigga representing from little ass Iowa, I just want to let my West Coast brothers know it's nothing but love, bro, because we gravitate more to the West Coast shit, the West Coast lifestyle. And he said a lot of derogatory shit about the gang lifestyle, and it was really disgusting. It was funny. But then it wasn't, because I was like, bruh, motherfuckers get killed over that shit. Don't play around with that shit. Don't act like you don't know how the gangs operate out there in LA, nigga, because that's the foundation. If you're a gangbanger in Cleveland, Ohio, my nigga, how can you say anything about the West Coast and how they gangbang when they laid down the foundation for everybody that gangbangs? Nigga, you sound insane. And it was funny. It was funny watching this live and watching the hacker do what he did to AK-47's ass. Um, but anyways, that's just my 2 cents on it. I got a lot to say about the Trump Mar-a-Lago shit, but it really ain't nothing. All that information's already been declassified at the end of the day. But yeah, I just want to show a little bit of love to my West Coast dudes, and I'm happy that Kev made a video on it and spoke up about it, because that was unnecessary. It really was. I'm a trucker, and the 1 or 2 times I went out to the West Coast, I talked to a few dudes who was really, really about that shit. And and I'm about that shit too, but I got a lot to lose, so I'm not as loose with the shit as I used to be. But I ran into a couple young brothers that was really with that shit early, and it really made me kind of proud. Like, damn, they got some young lions out here. And even to the point where he kind of checked me on some shit that I had going on, but I knew what it was, so I knew how to play it. But yeah, AK, that wasn't a smart move. That wasn't cool at all. Um, that was highly disrespectful, and really, you should make an apology video about that shit, because that was cold blooded. Motherfuckers in the Midwest love the West Coast. Don't ever get that shit twisted, nigga. From an Iowa, nigga, Des Moines, the capital city, nigga, the town. Nigga, we love the West Coast. Don't ever get that fucking twisted up or conscrewed. And I'm a Midwest nigga. And one of the problems I got with King AK-47 is he talks about Cleveland like it's the worst shit ever. Like, nigga, Cleveland is not worse than Chicago. And Cleveland definitely ain't got shit on LA if you want to talk about crime, nigga. So any nigga who's a street nigga should already know that off the drunk. Like, I don't know if that nigga was just super drunk saying that stupid shit, but that wasn't the move. So just know, West Coast, we got love for y'all niggas. I can tell my nigga Flag on the Play is a West Coast nigga just by the way the nigga spits the game. Like, how could you say some of that shit? That was so disrespectful. So disrespectful to the West. Like, nigga, the West is... Man, I'm gonna just go ahead and end this live. I'll talk about that political and biblical stuff as I go forward. Trust me, there's gonna be shit that's gonna come down. And even though I'm sitting back watching all this shit right now, I'll have a lot of shit to say in the coming months for sure. But I just had to make a video about that. Like, AK, dog, you're tripping on that shit.